What is good, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am reviewing Buffalo 66 while having a hot chocolate and a heart cookie. Now I'm doing this as a part, like I did last week, in combining food and film together, and I chose Buffalo 66 because it is my favorite love story. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so I thought it'd be only appropriate to review my favorite love story. And I had only seen this movie very recently over the summer, and I immediately loved it. No pun intended. It was just, it's how a good love story works for me personally. Now, what was weird was during, I believe it was November. Yeah, November, I was doing coming of age movies, and longtime subscriber, supporter of the channel, and someone who always leaves very thoughtful comments, especially with stuff to do with film. Grace suggested I do a video of who would play me in a movie, which I thought was a very cool idea, interesting idea, one I weirdly never had thought about. So I put up some people I thought would be appropriate, blah 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 blah, and then she said, like, I thought Edward Furlong or Vincent Gallo would play you. Now, Edward Furlong, I don't know, he's from Terminator, American History X, but Vincent Gallo I thought was a very interesting pick, and it hit home and resonated. It probably wasn't even intended to resonate. Grace, thank you for that unintentional inspiration for today's video. But I thought Vincent Gallo was an interesting pick for me because we're going to be talking about the character in the movie, but also the love story within the movie as well. I really like this character. I resonate with him a lot. We're going to talk about that, but let me get some of this hot chocolate from Dunkin'. And in the movie, because you can't use a lot of licensing and stuff, he's getting the hot chocolate at the end of the movie from Dunkin'. We're going to talk about the end of the movie at the end, and how he comes to getting a heart cookie as well. Ooh, that hot chocolate is hitting. A large hot chocolate, by the way, specifically. Extra hot. So Buffalo 66 is directed by Vincent Gallo. It stars Vincent Gallo, Christina, Ricci, Anjelica, Huston, and we're going to get into some cool cameos as well. But I'm mainly going to be focusing on the character again and the love story there within. So it's a semi-autobiographical movie about Vincent Gallo and his life growing up in Buffalo. But it's really about how the scars of childhood and childhood experiences affect you as an adult. Now, Billy is a very hard shell of a human being. He doesn't want to let anybody in. And we find out early on that his parents don't really like him. They're not good parents. However, he's determined to impress them. Almost everything in his life is focused on getting their approval. But they don't, because they're supposed to be the ones that do care about you. Your parents, and this is one part I can relate to because I have a very loving mother, and my father, I've never had a bad thing to say about him really, and he's always been there for me when I needed him in his own way. But Billy's parents, or Vincent's for lack of a better word, are not. His mother, Jan, played by Anjelica Huston, who, before I even forget, crushes it, knocks it out of the park. She might be the overall best actor in the film, if I'm getting into it. She's more interested in watching football, and not only just watching football, but watching a game from years ago than spending time with her son, who had been away. Because at the beginning of the movie, Billy's getting out of jail, and his parents are under the impression, oh, he's been away at work, ba 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 ba. You know, they're just lost in the sauce. Because one, they don't care, and two, Billy kind of set up a system to keep them in disillusion about him being in jail. And like, how do your parents not know you're in jail? Anyway, his mom loves the Buffalo Bills football team, which, by the way, they can't use in the movie, so they always call it Buffalo, which I thought was, it's cool. It has a nice little touch to it. But she's like watching football. And she even says, when he gets to meet his parents years after being in jail, she says to him she wished I never had him because he was born on the day the Bills were in the Super Bowl years after they had not been in the Super Bowl. Can you imagine hearing that? Can you imagine hearing that your mom, I wished he was never born because I missed a football game. And his dad, played by Ben Gazzara, one of my favorite actors, is in a favorite movie of mine called Summer of Sam. The only time he interacts with his son is with anger. He thinks his son wants to hurt him. He's always just yelling at him. He clearly has this disdain for him, and it goes back to childhood. Now the movie does a very good job with these flashback scenes, as it shows early on that Billy is allergic to chocolate. Yet his mom, he's coming over to see them, she sets out chocolate. She forgets years ago that he broke out, his face was swollen up, itchy, needed to go to the hospital because she gave him chocolate. Like, what? Like, how do you not remember that? And then his dad wanted to hurt his dog. And the flashback scenes are really cool and really well done. They pop up on the screen just like, almost like you're watching a TV. And I just really like it. It's a really nice touch. I didn't want to forget and mention that. But it's clear that he is dramatically affected by his parents, but yet he still wants to impress them. He still holds them on this pedestal, yet they don't even really like him at all. Let me try this heart cookie right here. Very good, basic cookie, you know, not special. It was good. Brought to you by Bing's Bakery. Thank you. Thank you, Bing's. But Bill, let me get more of this hot chocolate. This is good. Hitting the spot. Anyway, yeah, his parents. Why would you like? That's one thing I can't relate to, but I absolutely, the movie does a good job of getting it across that, you know, these people are supposed to be the ones that love you, and they don't love him. And those scars of childhood, the, you know, wanting to hurt his dog, you know, allowing him to break out with allergy because you don't even know you're not even paying attention to your son's health issues, and they just clearly don't love him. You know, he's been away for years, but they'd rather be doing something else. There's anger, there's angst. You know, if you've been away a while, your parents should be very embracing you. But it creates this very hard shell of a human being. Someone who does not want to let anybody in. And that I can relate to. Now, you know, because letting people in and being vulnerable is a very risky venture, because it can be taken advantage of. And that's what Billy is ultimately worried about. He's worried about somebody using his weaknesses against him. And although he has the appearance of somebody that's very mean and very angsty, and he's a very sweet person underneath it all. And we'll get into that. Now, the love story aspect of the movie. In the effort to try to impress his parents, Billy has told his parents he's married. And because he doesn't actually have a wife, because he's been in jail, and he's someone that would be hard to love anyway, he apprehends, or kidnaps, for lack of a better word, Layla, played by Christina Ricci, who looks like an absolute doll in the movie. And said, you're going to be my wife. You're going to go to my parents' house, you're going to impress them. And she never resists, she's never mad at him, she never gets angry with him. She absolutely is enamored by him and his energy. There's something about him that she just falls in love with. So they go to his parents' house, and he's sorry, like, you need to make me look good, da 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 da. And he's clearly nervous when he gets to his parents' house. And this is the first sign of him being just this hard shell, and something I can kind of relate to. So he's outside his parents' house. He's getting nervous, and he's like almost shaking. And he says, "Can you hold me?" And she goes to hold him. He's like, "Don't touch me. Don't touch me. You just wanted somebody to hold you." He wants love, but he is so shut off from it. And throughout the rest of the film, he begins to develop this bond with Layla. Now Layla, he tells her this name called Wendy Balsam, which was a childhood crush of his that he never told that he loved, and he just makes her out to be her. But she's her own person, and he begins to find and love that person throughout the film, because he finds out that she loves him for who he is, because she sees him at his darkest. He yells at her. He doesn't want her to touch him. He's mean to her, and he's like that because he doesn't know her. But as the film develops, he realizes this person really loves me. Now, a side story of the movie, and also motivation, is a revenge plot. So the reason Billy was in jail was because he lost a bet on the Super Bowl. Appropriately enough, I did not time it like this at all. He lost the bet on the Super Bowl, and he's convinced one of the players fixed the game and caused him to lose all this money and put him in jail. And so he wants to get revenge on this person when he gets out. In the moment when he's going to get revenge, it kind of hits him, everything that he has. The bond that him and Layla have built. No. And he realizes he has someone who loves him and accepts him for who he is. You know, and that's what makes it a great love story, in my opinion, is because that's what love is about at the end of the day. Because listen, none of us are perfect. We all have some stuff about us that's just not really cool. Like, not cool, but like that might turn some people off or make people uncomfortable. But when you find that person that accepts and embraces who you are, that's when you have true love. That's when you have your partner. And that's what he realizes. This person saw me at my darkest. This person saw me at my absolute worst. Yet she still loves me. She never has gotten mad at me. She wants to spend time with me. She holds me. There's a scene when they get to the hotel that's across from where he's going to be carrying out his revenge at the end of the movie. And he finally lets her touch him and hold him, and he curls up in the fetal position and just is vulnerable. He's vulnerable for the first time. He confides in her his deepest secrets about his childhood crush that he never confessed his love to. And you could tell these are things that make him feel weak, but she never judged him. She never once said anything bad about him. She never once laughed at him. And it's just a beautiful moment when he realizes what he has, and when he realizes that he goes across to the Dunkin' Donuts right next to the hotel and gets her a hot chocolate. She's been begging for a hot chocolate. That's all she's wanted for the third act of the movie. I just want a hot chocolate. He gets her a hot chocolate. He's so excited. This man who can't be, he's mad at everybody. He's angsty with everybody. His friend, who although a dummy, absolutely loves him, he's just mean to him. Everybody that's nice to him, he seems to be mean to. And the people that are mean to him, he wants to be nice to. But he realizes he has it backwards the whole time. He figured out I have it backwards the whole time. And he realized he has his happiness with this girl. He has his dream girl. She's beautiful. She loves him for who he is. And she's not going to ever betray him. And you know that person's not good. When you're allowed to be yourself with somebody and they don't use that against you, when they don't laugh at you, when they just really listen to you and realize you're just a human, you've been through experiences just like I have, and I'm going to love you and appreciate you for those. It's a beautiful thing. He goes over there, he gets a hot chocolate. This is somebody who's been so angsty, so mean. Oh, make sure it's extra hot. You can just see this different side of him. You see that he's so happy to be getting her this hot chocolate. The beginning, and then he sees the heart cookie in the at the place, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Get the heart cookie." This is somebody that wouldn't want a heart cookie. This is just a mean, angsty human being. But he's like, I want the heart cookie. He even he buys a heart cookie for another guy in the donut shop. Make sure the hot chocolate's extra. He's so excited to be bringing this back to her. He's so happy because he realizes he has everything that he needs in this person. Everything else will work out. You know, money, career, job, wherever you're gonna go. All that will take care of itself. But all we have is time and love. And when you find somebody that you love, spend that time with them, appreciate them, and love them. So I love the movie for that. It's a great love story. It's again, I just resonate with the characters. Some side things that I really like about it. There's a scene early on in the movie where he gets out of jail and he has to use the bathroom, and he just has to go, and it's not working out. But he can't be mean to anybody, but he wants to kill everybody, but he can't, and he just ends up being sweet. Oh, thank you. You can see signs of that sweet human being underneath it all, and I can relate to that. He's very mean. There's a great scene in the car when he apprehends Layla. I keep saying apprehends. He pretty much kidnaps her. Let's be honest. And he gets in her car and he's being mean about her car. Like, you don't even have a car, bro. Yet you're criticizing her car? Who are you? All the performances in the movie are great. One little side thing that I really like in the movie is a little cameo, I guess, a little side role is Mickey Rourke plays the bookie who Billy makes his losing bet with. I love Mickey Rourke. He's one of my favorite actors. I'm sad they went away for a while. He's in one of my favorite movies called The Pope of Greenwich Village. Side story, but yeah, I really like Mickey Rourke in there. Ben Gazzara as his dad, who's just this angry Italian man who hates his son. And what's weird is it's an Italian family, and traditionally Italians hold the son on a pedestal. It's the opposite here for Billy. It's the complete opposite. Anjelica Huston, she's in the movie very briefly. She steals the show. Great actress. One of my favorite actresses. She's in some childhood favorites like Addams Family, but also more modern movies like The Royal Tenenbaums. She's a great and tremendous actress. She does a great job in this. I looked looking up the credits, and I forget the guy. Whoever plays his friend Goon, Rocky, he's been in some other stuff like The Departed. I don't want to break up and look it up and ruin what I'm thinking about. But yeah, he's really good. And I saw that the football announcer during the movie, the guy doing the football announcing is Kevin Pollak. I had no idea about that. I thought that was super cool. But really good movie. Shot in Buffalo, where it took place. So that's obviously perfect. That's where, that's where it should be. And I love movies that are filmed at the places they took place. It makes more sense. Obviously, Hollywood kind of bends the rules with that, but Vincent Gallo did it where he grew up. Thought it was only appropriate. And, I just love the transition of the character. I love somebody who had it all backwards. The people that don't love you are the ones you want to love you. And the people that actually do love you and care about you, your friend and this girl, those are the ones you need to embrace. Those are the people, especially this girl, Layla, who absolutely adores him and loves him. And I'll just say to close it out, I'll just say my favorite scene of the movie is he yells at Layla at the end at the coffee shop, at the Denny's. And then he has an epiphany when he goes in the bathroom and realizes I've been so mean to this person and I really love them. And he goes and apologizes to her. And he's not somebody who you get the impression wants to apologize, but he does. Another favorite scene in the movie is the whole bowling alley sequence. Anytime Billy's happy, he's in his element when he's bowling. I really like that. There's a little dance sequence with Christina Ricci in there that's absolutely very cool, very just mesmerizing. She's absolutely adorable in the movie. She has a sexiness to her, but she also has this loving quality where she just wants to love and hold Billy. She's his dream girl, somebody that's gonna love you no matter what. And like any good movie, it closes out with a great song, Sweetness, from the band. Yes, so just a beautiful movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. A very non-traditional love story about somebody who found love and somebody who accepts him no matter what. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate your time. Y'all take care, be well, and have a great day.